But yeah, let's see. All right, water signs. What are some messages for Cancer? What are some mid-month messages for Cancer? Oops. I guess this one's supposed to stay out. We got the Two of Wands with the Nine of Swords in reverse. So what I'm getting here, Cancer, it's funny, we were just talking about this. It seems like whatever you have been losing sleep over is now like done with. You're gonna be more in control of your rest. You're gonna have more control of like your mood, and you're gonna be having a lot of decisions to make. But like I feel like you're planning. You're not necessarily acting just yet, but like you're at this stage where like you come down to being more zen and you're more calm and in control of what you want to do. And now that you're in this like state of like you're rested and you're like definite with what you're feeling, like you're in a better mental state to now like decide what you want to do, and now you're making plans on how you want to facilitate things. It's like before you were kind of like letting the universe go about your life, but this time you're taking the wheel and deciding where you want to go. But you haven't hit the gas just yet. You're still like planning your route and deciding what you want to do. Tell me more. Tell me more for Cancer. Queen of Wands. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Five of Pentacles in reverse. Two of Swords. Death card. Tell me more. Okay. Alright, let's read this. We got a good view so you guys can see all the cards before I start moving things around. So, Cancer. You got the Queen of Wands upright, and then you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, followed by the Five of Pentacles in reverse, then the Two of Swords in reverse, with that Death card following through at the end. And then you have the Seven of Cups in reverse, the King of Swords upright, and then the Ace of Pentacles, followed by that Three of Pentacles. Okay, so, starting with this. Yeah, I definitely see that you're more confident now. It's a big switch up from what you've been feeling lately. Like, I'm sensing a lot more determination on your part, a lot of confidence. Like, there's a lot of positive energy coming in for you. Like you've had enough. You're taking control of your life, and even though with like this Seven of Pentacles, and maybe this is something that was very hard for you to let go of. It was basically something that was very disorganized and chaotic. It's like you planted your seeds into a situation, and you were hoping to see it grow into something, but it's not. And I think you're coming to terms to accepting that. I know it like seemed like a waste to see it like not grow in the way that you had intended. But I think like a part of you is accepting that, even though it's still a little like a bit like salt to the wound. You're done. You're like, okay, it didn't work out. It's done. It's time to like go and move forward with my life. This is what I'm getting from this section, right? And then here you have that Five of Pentacles followed by the Two of Swords in reverse. So normally with this card, when it's upright, it's like you're at a crossroad, you're not really sure what you want to do, but since it's in reverse, you know what you're gonna do. Okay, you come to a point where things are clear, you have more clarity, and you're gonna like take action on that decision. You know what decision it is. Like, you know what you need to do, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm done. I'm gonna go forward with this. There is some period of recovery that is still surrounding you regarding this decision. I think like you're gonna be more withdrawn, and you're still like gonna hold back on finances a bit. This is like a finance card. Um, but it's a good thing. Like, it's good that you're like saving up, because you know that whatever you have to do is going to involve some of your finances and your savings. So that's also another part to this, is like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. Um, Let me make more plans on how I want to do it, but I do need to accumulate more funds in my savings before I go forward with my decision, right? And then here you have the death card in reverse coming in, right? And so it's also telling us, like, despite you making all this, like, more determined, more confident personality now, you're still kind of like stagnant. There's not much movement, even though you're more open to like going forward and making like your decision and moves. There's there's a stillness going on still that might be bothering you. Um, you're still restrained to some extent, but you have to understand that in order for things to begin for you, things have to end in another part of your life, and until they end, you won't be able to move forward with the new things that's supposed to come. So there is this part of like a little resistance, but until like you let go and you move forward and you cut the cancer off, funny because it's cancer rating, things are still going to stay the same. But I think what's important to take away from here is that like your energy and your mood is definitely different for this next like coming weeks of April. Like, it's like you still haven't really made much progress, but like there's an inner progress where like before you were like more like sad and stuck in the past, but this time you're like, okay, I know what I need to do. I know what I want, what I need to still plan things on how to get there. And there's still like I don't have the details of what I want to like do. I need time to map it out. So I'm gonna still like take some time to like figure that out. Like, it sucks what happened, but like I'm still coming to terms with it on my own time. And like don't get me wrong, I'm gonna do something, but I need more time to accumulate funds to doing those plans. And that's why like it's still kind of like it's looking a little slow in terms of action, but because you're still in your planning phase. And it's just like before you had reached your planning phase, you had to go and be mentally and emotionally prepared to even make that step of planning. So like there's steps to this, and so this is good. This is showing improvement, right? And then we have the Seven of Cups in reverse, and then we have the King of Swords upright, right? So there is some distractions that might be occurring that will definitely like help. Like, there's some distractions that might come in that might like tempt you, but you have to be very precise with yourself in terms of the King of Swords. Like, don't fall into temptation. Don't like fall into like la la land and get stuck in that loop of with these temptations and distractions, okay? Because that's what it is. It's just distractions. And with this King of Swords coming up, like, you have to like be firm with yourself. All right, you want to be very honest and you want to be very articulate on how you do things and say things. And everything you do has to come in with an intention. Like, don't waste time here. You know what I'm saying? Because then you do have an opportunity coming in with that Ace of Pentacles, right? And this is an opportunity that you would have to manifest yourself when you are ready. Okay? So like once you get past this point, you are gonna manifest an opportunity yourself. Which involves some teamwork, right? And you get to explore some of your creativity here. Like, this is more like independent energy. And it's like this is part of your planning process, and this is another positive way of looking at like moving forward. Is like be creative with your dreams, your goals, and how you want to go about it, because there's different ways on how to approach that, and you will have an opportunity to work with others to be creative with your plans. Okay? Others to oh shit, sorry. One second. We're gonna do hidden factors now. And then afterwards we'll do some advice. So, hidden factors for Cancer. Move this up. Hidden factors for Cancer. Mid-month messages. Week 3, week 4. What are some hidden messages? Ace of Swords in reverse. Oh my god, what's with all these fucking cards, bro? Sorry. I feel like it was a lot, but hidden messages, I feel like there's a reason, you know? So we have the Ace of Swords in reverse, the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and then the Knight of Cups, followed by that Knight of Swords, and then the Eight of Wands in reverse, and then an Ace of Pentacles in reverse, which is weird because this came out upright and now it's in reverse. Then you have the Sun. Oh, and then the Two of Swords comes out upright. Okay, what's going on? Are we being indecisive now? What's going on? What's happening here? What's happening here? Queen of Cups. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, Cancer? Any more messages? Okay, let's read this. There's more that needs to come out, then I'll pull more cards. Okay. Alright, starting here. We got the Ace of Swords in reverse, and then the Nine of Wands upright. So, in terms of hidden factors, there's going to be a period where you might get confused about something. And it's going to be like, something chaotic is about to happen. But it's going to bring you clarity, okay? Like, yeah, it's going to be a pain in the butt, but like, because of this incident, now you know what you want to do moving forward. It's going to be a point where it's going to kind of like push you out of your comfort zone with this Nine of like Wands. I see here that you're going to be tested by the universe with this chaotic incident that's going to come in. And basically, it's going to be testing your boundaries also. But like, I see that you're going to be also like stepping out of your like comfort zone and testing yourself. Then you got the Knight of Cups and then the Knight of Swords reverse. So what I'm getting here is that you're going to be testing your creativity and also following your heart, right? But there's also this passion drive that kicks in where you might actually experience a burnout. You might be a little impulsive. Something happens, your boundaries get tested, but it's putting you out of your comfort zone. So you use that opportunity to really like extend yourself and following your heart, following your passion. And you know, you hope that I feel like there's a part of you that hopes that somebody comes in and helps you. But because there's a lot of chaos that's happening with this Nine of Swords in reverse. But I see that like, because of things being unpredictable and chaotic, you might actually go hard and try to take care of things despite wanting someone to help you. You're still going to go forward with your passion because that's what's keeping you up. But like, there's a chance that you might have a burnout from all this stuff that's happening. Yeah. And then there's going to be some delays that might frustrate you because this is coming in reverse. Things are going to slow down a bit. Yeah, so like, basically, you don't want to like, this opportunity, you don't want to miss out on it because if you feel like if you're not on time with the deadline of whatever this project is, and like the delays that might occur, you feel like you might miss this opportunity. Yeah, you can't be distracted. I feel like this is a very important opportunity for you, and you can't think about anything else. You got to focus on this thing that's coming because there might be some delays that occur and you might lose the opportunity. So you want to make sure that you make the right investments where you have to, and really plan things out before you move. Do not be impulsive. You have the Sun in reverse, and then you got the Two of Swords upright. Yeah, there's going to be a part of you that, like, you're going to start feeling down Like, there's part of you that wants to be overly optimistic, but there's still this part of you that is like down and depressed. It's like you can't really let go of it, and because of that, it's gonna make you rethink your decisions, and then you're back to being at a crossroad again, where like you have to make some difficult decisions, and you're not quite ready to make a difficult decision. It's weird because it's like it starts off with you like, okay, I have clarity, I know what I need to do, and then you're on this like this burn energy mode, but then something happens and it goes downward, and then you're kind of like reluctant, and then you start, you know, feeling down, and then when you feel down, you have a hard time making decisions. And it's because this is you questioning your self-worth with this Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, I think like you lose confidence again in yourself, and then you start feeling really crappy. You start questioning everything you've been doing, all your efforts. But you have to remember, you got the Queen of Cups coming in here, like, and this is a heavy Cancer card, okay? Like, you have to remember when this happens, you got to remind yourself who you are, Cancer, okay? You're very nurturing. You have a lot of compassion for others. You know how to like comfort others. And that's something that a lot of like people don't really have, and people orbit around you because of that. And you come up very emotionally stable. Even though you might not be, you do a really good job on an exterior level to portray that. And I think what's important here, and this is just my personal take on that, I think like in times of like confusion and when you feel low, you have to remind yourself that your good qualities and how you can be creative with those good qualities, right? And the reason why I'm saying that is because in terms of in an environment where there's a lot of chaos that might involve people, you're very good, Cancer, at being calm despite everyone freaking out. You take time to really listen to things. You know how to nurture others, and like even though you don't show it, you give off like this aura that can really like calm the situation. And I think like with this card coming out, you need to remind yourself of that and how you can utilize that in these type of like difficult situations that involves others, okay? And at some point, I do see here with this Three of Cups that there are some celebrations that are going to come. You might be meeting with friends and celebrating with them with some accomplishments. Like, despite all these things that might happen, I see that you're going to come up on top. And this is also another Cancer card, okay? So it's like, I do see, like, in spite of all of these struggles, you remind yourself of who you are, and you're the queen, all right? You got to come in with that queen energy. You remind yourself who you are, and you're going to be very successful, because then you're going to celebrate your success with your friends in this Three of Cups. I see a lot of good, happy energy coming in at the end. Let's do some advice. What's some advice for Cancer? A second. What's some advice for Cancer, please? Two of Swords in reverse. Again, Two of Swords. Two of Swords came out 3 times. Five of Swords. Five of Swords in reverse. A Lover's card. Upright. Temperance in reverse. See this one. Queen of Wands. Okay. Seven of Cups in reverse, Two of Cups in reverse, Six of Pentacles in reverse, King of Swords in reverse, and then the Knight of Swords in reverse. Knight of Swords came out also in Hidden. Alright, let's read this. Alright, I'm gonna read the cards upright. Their little description. There's only 2 of them. And then I'm going to interpret the whole message here from this round of cards, okay? So starting with the Lover's card upright. This card signifies a harmonious relationship with a solid foundation and a deep bond. Outside of relationships, the lovers indicate that an important decision may have to be made. Be clear of your values, belief systems, and stay true to yourself. Some keywords here is love, harmony, passion, and choices. Excuse me. And then you have like the Queen of Wands upright. The Queen of Wands is strong, fierce, independent, and confident. She can take care of herself, knows what she wants, and can get a lot done with determination and authenticity. When going forth with your actions, do it boldly and fearlessly. And then some keywords here is determination, courage, and independence. Okay. All right. Now let's do the advice section here. Okay, so we got the Two of Swords, which came out earlier, also in reverse, and the Five of Swords. So it's in regards to making some difficult decisions regarding a painful revelation of some sort. But it also indicates like a lot of clarity. Like, you know what you need to do, and it's not like a crossroad moment where there's a compromise and you have to like decide which road you're gonna take. Like, you know what you need to do and what path you need to take. It is hard to walk that path, but you know what path you need to walk. And with that Five of Swords in reverse, it's more in regards to like unresolved conflicts and maybe even reopening some past wounds. And it's just like, you know, regarding your past, you might have to look at things wholeheartedly, including the bad stuff, and understand like, okay, yeah, it's clear what I need to do here and what I need to like, what path I need to walk, okay? And then you have the Lovers coming in with the Temperance in reverse, right? So the Lovers card and the Temperance in reverse talks about a separation with like another person to some extent. Like, if you have a past like lover that you separated from, like, I think this is in terms of the advice of that, like, you got to remember the bad stuff and know what you need to do regarding that separation. You know, like, you have to remind yourself, like, there's a reason why we're not together. There's a lot of like we have very like conflicting interests. There's a compatibility issue here, and that's why we're not really like together right now. And I just have to like really like remember that and go forward. You know, it's tough, it hurts, but like, that's what it's saying here. Like, if the Temperance was upright, maybe it would have been different, but since it's in reverse, it's talking about like you having to make a choice regarding this bond. And then with that Queen of Wands coming in, and it's upright, and Queen of Wands came out earlier too, like, you have to be determined. Okay, you got to be independent. And you have to remember, Wands, guys, is like fire sign element. It's like, you got to be firm. You got to be firm with your passion. You got to stand on business, okay? And you have the independence and the courage to go forward, and you need to be determined on your decisions and keep going forward. Don't look back. Keep going forward. And so then you have the Seven of Cups coming in with that Two of Cups in reverse. Both of them are in reverse, right? Like, it talks about being tempted, and that came out earlier, right here. And it's also in reverse. So I think what the Herald really wants you to know is that, like, in regards to a breakup, do not be tempted to try to make it work. And literally, the key word here is like breakup, imbalance, and tension. It's basically the Two of Cups is two people, but it's in reverse in this reading. It's not necessarily about love, but it's like it could talk about you and another person or another entity, right? But in this area of the reading, it's saying like you might be tempted to try to go back to this separation, but no, it's not. Do not do that. Like, you're confused, okay? And it's just like, it's like harsh reality check right here with the section of the reading. Then you have the Six of Pentacles and then the King of Swords, which is talking about like a level of selfishness that took place here. It seems like somebody here, and this is the card saying it, okay? Somebody here was manipulating you, Cancer. They misused the authority of the relationship. Things were not on equal grounds. They took advantage of your unequal charity. And it's just like, they were just overall selfish. And depth is one of the first words that come here. This person, like, is probably hiding something regarding money. and they don't want you to get involved. And they're very manipulative on like how they like handle things. This person was not good. Then you got that Knight of Swords coming out again in reverse, which also came out in your hidden reading, okay? Like, there's definitely some chaos that comes in. I have a feeling that you're going to be going forward, Cancer. And this is just me pulling in all the information from all the cards that came out. I have a feeling you're going to be getting your shit together and you're going to be at a good point with yourself. And you know what you need to do. You're going to be planning, you're going to be saving, because there's different ways you want to go about this. At some point, you're going to come across an opportunity. But there's a chance that your past might come back and basically confuse you and put you at a disarray at how you want to keep going forward. And it's just them being selfish. And I'm getting that the cards are saying, no, you guys are not it, okay? You need to go back to focusing. Do not be distracted by this. Focus on what's important and get it done. Continue being that Queen of Wands, okay? You got to be determined. You got to be confident, and you got to keep going forward. Because if not, you're going to fall back into the chaos cycle. Very, very direct messages here. So, Cancer, that was your reading. If it resonates, I hope it helps you. Just know that this is a mid-month reading that I'm doing early. So, it's probably not happening now, but it's going to happen. Week 3, week 4. Hello, Scorpio. Let's do mid-month messages for Scorpio for April of 2026. You see these two cards coming out? Okay, looks like we have the Six of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. So, it seems like here, Scorpio, you're trying to properly prioritize some things, but it looks like there's a lot of doubt you have, despite trying to prioritize what's important and what isn't. I'm seeing like you're trying to adapt to something that you're not completely 100% sure that you're, like, fully there. I don't know, like, how to explain this. It just seems like maybe something fell apart and you're trying to reprioritize your time and efforts into something. Let's get more info. Got the Ten of Pentacles, Page of Swords. Nine of Pentacles, Temperance. What else? Tell me more. For Scorpio, what is it that has them doubting themselves, that they need to prioritize and readapt themselves? Okay. Let's read this. So you have the Ten of Pentacles, Page of Swords, then the Nine of Pentacles, followed by that Temperance in reverse, Tower in reverse, and then Three of Wands in reverse. So it seems like you're a bit restless, Scorpio, because what's important here that you're really heavily focused on is the security that you feel at home. Maybe this is involving family, or just being able to financially feel stable to take care of your family. But there's also this conflict that's taking place, I'm seeing with this Temperance in reverse. There's some conflict that's taking place regarding, like, your self-care and feeling satisfied. Like, yeah, you want to take care of your family and make sure you're stable for your family, but there's also this part of you that isn't really taking care of yourself, and, you feel unstable because of that. And that's why you're having a hard time prioritizing some things. You have a lot of self-doubt in regards to this aspect. And then you have this Tower in reverse followed by the Three of Wands. It feels like you're trapped. Like, you feel like you're trapped in this cycle regarding stability. It shows me that you feel like you're trapped and, like, you're not able to make any movement here. and it's causing like because of the obstacles and delays that's occurring, you don't really feel like you're advancing at all. Let's pull out some hidden factors. What are some hidden factors for Scorpio? So this one's sticking out. 5 of Cups upright. This came out twice again. 6 of Wands. Followed by that Knight of Swords in reverse. King of Swords in reverse. Two of Swords. Knight of Cups. Any more hidden factors for Scorpio? More factors, hidden factors for Scorpio. Okay, so Scorpio. We do have that 5 of Cups upright with this card again, the 6 of Wands. So it seems like you have there's going to be some regrets that you have later down the line in terms of your hidden factors. And that's why, like, it's impacting your ego and your confidence. I think, like, you're afraid of this happening where, like, you might be disappointed in yourself and some of the choices you make. And, like, this is something that you feel like is going to come soon. And then you have this Knight of Swords, King of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you're going to experience some burnouts because of this. You're going to be, like, really honed in on the regrets that you have. Excuse me. It's going to make you, like, doubt yourself. But also, like, I see that there's a lot of impulsive energy coming in this area where it shows that, like, you're experiencing a lot of burnouts and there's some inner truth that you have to face at some point. I do see a lot of, like, emotional strain here as well with this King of Swords in reverse. Yeah, there's a lot of inner turmoil that you're having here and you're really focused on the negatives. And, like, because of that, like, you're not really focusing on your mental health. You're focusing on, like, stability and the regrets you have, which is kind of, like, not good for your overall health. Which makes sense to this card, where you have the Two of Pentacles. Like, you're trying to balance everything out. And then you have the Two of Swords following through with this Knight of Cups energy. So it's like, you do have to make some difficult decisions for yourself, Scorpio. It seems like there's a part of you that wants to be saved. You want to follow your heart. At the same time, you know, like, you have to make some realistic choices for yourself. It's weird because this is, like, hidden factors. So, like, I'm not sure if you've come to this point yet, but eventually you will for the remainder of April. It's just, you know, making the right choices for yourself in order to move forward and following your heart in that sense. Yeah, like, there's some soul searching you have to do about how you want to balance things out and really recognize, like, not just the negative, but the positives in your life. There's a great imbalance here, and you're not able to move forward until you do the soul work that you need to do for yourself, Scorpio. And then we have this Eight of Wands in reverse, followed by the 9 of Wands. Yeah, there's gonna be some frustrating delays that's gonna occur here for you, but you have to have, like, courage and persistence. Like, be resilient despite the delays, despite the conflict that might be coming through here that is not, like, you know, like, that is kind of, like, challenging you. You need to persevere through all of that and just, like, hang in there. Like, whatever this delay is regarding maybe work or something that you're expecting, like, you definitely need to just, like, do not, like, give in. Hang in there. And then you have the Hierophant and then the Empress. They're both in reverse. So There is some commitment here that is coming out here. It's showing me that, like, you might be following some, you might be challenged in a sense where you have to like challenge your personal beliefs and going against the grains of life. But just know that, like, you know, there will be some creative blocks here that is going to definitely challenge you for the rest of the month. You aren't really focused. I see, like, it's hard for you, like you're struggling right now, but you like have to persevere in this commitment. Yeah, I sense that you're being, like, you're really challenged and lost here, Scorpio. But you have to hang in there. There's definitely some challenges and tests happening here that makes you question yourself. And then here comes the Hermit at the end. So this is basically saying, like, in spite of all that, there's gonna be a period where you need to like withdraw and really self-reflect and like have some introspection on how you go about things. Maybe you need to like take some time to meditate from all the chaos and just really self-reflect on like what like helps you get more clarity on things and what's more important, because these are very important cards in your reading that are popping up. But let's get some advice. What's some advice that we can give for Scorpio? What's some advice that we can give for Scorpio? What are some advice that we can give for Scorpio? Nine of Pentacles upright. Two of Cups. Can I get more advice? The Sun in reverse. Page of Cups. Page of Pentacles. Can I get one more? Okay, this one showed itself. Six of Pentacles. Okay, so what I'm going to do for you for this advice section, some of these cards are descriptive. I'm going to read the ones that are showing description upright, and then I'm going to do the overall interpretation. So that way, like, you have more context in terms of your advice from the cards, okay? So we're going to start on this side. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So Nine of Pentacles, after working hard for a long time, you're able to reap the benefits of your labor. Nine of Pentacles signifies that you reached a time of indulgence, opulence, comfort, and self-sufficiency. Enjoy it because you deserve it. Some keywords here is comfort, luxury, and prosperity. And then you have the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups says, it's about a relationship built on respect, harmony, and support. It is a love that is inspiring, emotionally fulfilling, built for mutual attraction. While this card typically indicates romantic relationships, it can also signify non-romantic partners, like a business partner or a platonic friend. So some keywords here is unified love, attraction, and partnership. And the next one we have here is the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles is a card of financial harmony, generosity, and sharing. You may be either the one happily giving, the one graciously receiving. Either way, it is a partnership that is built on good faith. Remember, however, the importance of being able to take care of yourself. So some keywords here is generosity, charity, and benevolence. Now, I'm going to take some time to really like interpret the overall message here. So, Scorpio, with the first two cards, Nine of Pentacles and Two of Cups, I do see, like, in terms of advice, I think with this section of the reading, it's talking about, like, a bond that you might have, whether you're in a relationship or not, or maybe with a friend or a partnership of some sort, between you and another person. You have to take time to really enjoy the relationship, you know? Like, what are the gains of the relationship that you haven't really paid much attention to? Like, do you feel comfortable and around this person? Maybe this person wants to comfort you in other ways that can, like, help with your anxiety. Or maybe, like, you guys want to prosper together or go on a trip together and spend time with each other. Like, there's something here that says you'll gain a lot of value from this partnership that really stands out to you. Whether this is a lover or a friend or someone. It's just between you and another person. Whoever makes you feel safe and comfortable, like take time to like indulge some of yourself in that connection. And then we have the Sun in reverse and the Page of Cups in reverse, right? Now, the Sun in reverse is talking about some lingering worry that might cause you some sadness. Like you might feel like nervous, and it makes you really sad when you get caught up in your thoughts. But with this Page of Cups following next to it, it's talking about like when you escape in the current moment, right? Like you're not really focusing in. I think what's important is when you zone out and disassociate, don't disassociate in a space where you feel anxious, right? Don't escape into a space that makes you feel nervous. Like when you disassociate, and then like a lot of people disassociate like at the end of the day after a long day of work, you want to comfort your mind. You don't want to be sad, because this is contributing to your like negative aura that's really causing you to burn out and stress out. So like in this sense, like just know that all the sadness that you might be experiencing is temporary, and you want to like really realign that disassociative period and lack of focus into something that does make you happy. And then you got the Page of Pentacles followed by the Six of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles talks about, in terms of it being reversed, it talks about a lack of commitment, right? And I think here with the Six of Pentacles, it's talking about generosity and charity, right? So you can't really see the picture of this, but basically the picture of this one is where someone is giving and taking. So it's like, I think a warning here is like, be careful of being in relationships where it's not an equal give and take. This can also really zap your like energy and causes you more burnout than it does relief. I'm not sure if this applies to some of you guys, but it's definitely like warning you about like being with someone who isn't really committing to you. And that's important for Scorpio, right? So yeah, that's your reading. If this resonated, I hope it helps you, Scorpio. Pisces. What are some messages for Pisces? I see these cards sticking out. Oh, okay. Okay, so Pisces, we have the Six of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and then the Three of Cups in reverse. So Pisces, it seems like you're transitioning and on an exit, and you want to move beyond this point. You still haven't like moved on just yet, but it seems to be a situation that's made you more perceptive with that Queen of Swords. You're more independent now, but there's part of you that has been a little bit more sharp with others. You're very cold. You come off very like people don't want to fuck with you type shit, you know? It's like with this Queen of Swords, it's like, you know what you're doing, you're smart, you know your shit, you're very perceptive, but you're also not very warm. Like, most of the queens face us in the tarot deck, but this one isn't. She's more to the side and just like behold, you know? She doesn't have to like give you her full attention. It's kind of like cold shoulder type of energy, right? But it's because you're transitioning from a situation that you really want to move on from, you know? And I'm seeing here that the situation might be pertaining to a betrayal. I'm not sure if like you were betrayed by like a friendship of some sort, or someone was very disloyal to you and it's made you very cold. You're also kind of like rejecting the idea of like meeting with others. Can you tell me more for Pisces? We got the Lovers coming out. Okay, I see this coming out. Okay, we got the High Priestess in reverse and the Sun in upright. Tell me more. Seven of Cups. Tell me more for Pisces and their situation. The Fool in reverse. Okay, And then you got the Six of Wands. Okay, let's read this. So we have the Lovers, the High Priestess in reverse, the Sun, Seven of Cups, the Fool in reverse, as well as the Six of Wands in reverse. Okay, so I know it says lovers and it could be about love, but this can also be any type of relationship. It's not very specific for like romantic relationships. This could also just be in pertaining to like you and another person. Especially with the theme of this reading, it's showing that like you're transitioning from like a betrayal from somebody. And it could be love, it could be friendship, but let's read more into it and to see what the direction is. So I see here that there was a choice that was made between you and another person, and it was based off of like logic. Usually with the High Priestess, if it's upright, it's talking about like intuition, gut feelings. But since it's in reverse, it's the exact opposite. This is talking about logic and evidence. So there was something involving a relationship with another person where a choice had to be made based off of logic and evidence. And then the Sun comes out with the Seven of Cups. So like at some point in this connection, you were very happy. You felt very inspired. You felt very successful about this connection. Like it gave you a lot of warmth. But then there were choices that had to be made, right? And there was a lot of wishing. It was like even though you were happy, there were still more things that you wanted from this connection that you didn't particularly get. And it's interesting because it's the Seven of Cups, right? Now the Seven of Cups is kind of like window shopping. Window shopping in a sense that you look at things that you like, things that you want, but you don't have at the current moment that you want to get eventually. So this is like a sense of longing, you could say. Like even though you were happy with this connection, like there was a longing you had, like you wanted more from it, you know? And then you have the Fool in reverse, and then you got the Six of Wands in reverse, right? Like there's a level of recklessness that had occurred here due to someone's inexperience level, okay? Maybe you or the other person might have been naive, but because of that, it's like it caused a lot of doubt. The relationship got destroyed. Someone feels kind of like ignored to some extent. Very specific, very, very specific. I'm not sure if this is gonna resonate, but this could be a friendship or a love connection. But it's talking about like you transitioning out of a connection, Pisces, that has made you more cold because you feel like you were betrayed by someone. And it's like there was a choice that had to be made that was based off of evidence and logic. You felt very happy about this connection though. You were so inspired, you felt like, yes, this is it. I feel so successful that I have this type of connection. But there was more that you wanted that you didn't necessarily have from that connection. And then it's just like, you know, due to someone's recklessness and inexperience, it started falling apart. And things got destroyed. There was a lot of doubt. Someone felt ignored. Dang. And Pisces, no offense, I'm not trying to gaslight y'all, but y'all some sensitive ass motherfuckers. Like once your emotions feel like your emotions are being ignored, you can't really ignore it. Okay, you're very sensitive of other people, so when you don't get that same level of sensitivity back, it will piss you off and it will escalate 100%. Let's get some hidden factors. What are some hidden factors for Pisces? Okay, with a Nine of Wands. Maybe. Can I get some hidden factors, please? More hidden factors for Pisces. Nine of Pentacles. Nine might stand out to some of y'all. I'm getting double nines here. Oh, we got that Five of Swords coming out with that Death card. Five of Pentacles, Four of Cups. Two of Swords. Ten of Cups. Okay, let's read this. And if I feel like I need to pull out more, I will. Okay, Pisces. Hidden factors, right? So, we got the 9 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles. I'm not sure if 90 means anything or 99 means anything, but it came out twice, right? So, somebody here, in regards to hidden factors, there is definitely someone who feels very much on edge and overwhelmed that might be struggling. And with the 9 of Pentacles following through, it's talking about self-worth here. Okay? Somebody might be living beyond their means and might be obsessing over work. And that's why they're always on edge. I'm not sure if this is the person that you feel betrayed by, or regarding the person you don't really know much about that's happening in the hidden factors. Someone is definitely going through something here, because there's a lot of like self-worth that's being like measured here, and because of this, someone is very overwhelmed. This could be you, this could be somebody else, because this is hidden factors that's going to come later down the line. Someone might be on the defensive and might be paranoid because of that, and to be distracted from this like inner work that they don't want to deal with. They've been like stressing like the work at work place versus mental work. You see, like that happens with people when they're uncomfortable with their mental like health and like struggling with like their measurement of like value. They try to make up with it and overcompensate in another area of their life by working hard on that area of life to overcompensate for what they feel like they lack. So I'm not sure if this person, whether it's you or another person, might be like feeling like really insecure about their personal worth and is overcompensating in the workplace because of that. And, you know, which causes conflict with that 5 of Swords coming out in the Death card. It talks about like conflict and disagreements, and there's definitely some competition going on. But like, be careful, because there could be somebody here that might try to betray you and stab you behind your back. Alright? This card is very, very sneaky. It's sneaky energy, because you see this guy's holding swords, right? Like, he has enough swords to do it, but he's picking up another sword thinking he can get away with it while looking at someone who has their back turned. And this is telling me this person is sneaky. This person has a lot of, like, you know, greed, and they're trying to see how much they can get away with. And I'm not sure if this is describing someone you know, but be careful about this individual if it resonates, because it's going to lead to an ending, right? With that Death card. But understand the Death card calls a transformation. It's not just an ending, but there's also a beginning waiting to happen after this ends. A change, you could say. So, something's going to go down soon. 100%. You have the 5 of Pentacles coming in, followed by that 4 of Cups in reverse. So, the 5 of Cups talks about financial loss and a lot of worry and isolation. Maybe there is some finances that you've been feeling insecure about. I'm not sure if you've been spending a lot. If you are, stop. You need to chill. Something's going to happen, and you're going to need to hold as much finances as you can for what's to come. I'm not sure if something's going to happen in the workplace with you, but if there is, definitely hold on to your money. Or maybe something else might occur and you might need to travel, but you are going to be having some financial loss here that's going to make you really like insecure, and that insecurity is going to lead to you being really suddenly aware of yourself. And then I feel like there's a period where you're going to go into withdrawal with this 4 of Cups in reverse. You're going to be really aware of yourself. What means more to you? Money, like your inner happiness. I think it starts questioning, like, what is something that really means a lot to you? I feel like you get a sudden awareness. Like, there's this part of you that needs to withdraw for realignment and inner soul work that you're going to be doing, because of all these things that are happening. There's a lot of talk about like self-worth, and I think Pisces, for you, like, you're a little harsh with yourself, I think there's parts of you that feels like you're capable of doing more, but you're not. And you kind of beat yourself up for that. And it's like there's a part of you that's not really happy, and you're trying to figure out what makes you happy and what's really important versus what's not important. And I think there's also this portion of you, Pisces, that in your realignment, you start thinking deeply what really matters. Like other people's opinions or your opinion. Like there's this level of consciousness that you're gonna be like battling with. But in due time, I do see you coming to a conclusion of what really matters to you as this cloud is handling the cup to you. It's just gonna take some time that you need to withdraw from. And then so here comes the Two of Swords in reverse. Like, I think there's a period where you do think about things and you start balancing things out, and you basically make a decision here and picking the lesser of two evils. Like there is no right choice in this situation, and you might feel very confused, and there's a lot of information that kind of like overwhelms you, but at the end of the day, you're picking the lesser of two evils that comes about this whole process. Overall, like, you will be happy though. This is a very good card to receive, the Ten of Cups. I see a lot of like alignment being like attained here. There's gonna be a level of fulfillment that you're gonna feel. Maybe there's gonna be some like family contentment in the home. Like things are gonna eventually like look up for you soon. Let's pull out some advice. It is getting late, so I want to wrap this up soon. Five of Cups. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. I guess this is something that's been happening with you frequently, huh? Four of Cups. You're getting a lot of cups. Knight of Swords, the Empress, and then the Ace of Swords. Let's read this. I can pick it up. Okay, Knight of Swords. You are strong, driven, and ambitious, perhaps embarking on new ventures. However, do not do so in haste, where you are so focused on your goals that you are blind to obstacles. Some keywords here is action, ambition, and determination. Excuse me. And then you got the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a card of courage, new ideas, and mental breakthroughs, and clarity. The confusion has cleared and you have a balanced mind. Cut away the excess and focus on your goals. Some keywords here is power, force, victory, and mental clarity. Alright, let's read this. Alright, Pisces, some advice for you. We're starting with the Five of Cups and Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So, Wheel of Fortune, when it comes on in the reading, this is talking about destiny to some extent, okay? This is a karmic tie. It could be a karmic lesson. Like this could be something that is unfinished business from a past life that's continuing into this life. Or it could be a lesson given to you by the universe that will repeat itself over and over and over again until you learn the lesson and can walk away from this Wheel of Fortune from spinning again, right? With the Wheel of Fortune, you have to understand there's always like ups and downs, and it's like a never-ending cycle. So maybe some of the details from this reading that resonate with the Pisces that are watching this is that this is something that happens with you often, where you're measuring your self-worth, where you're comparing yourself, where you feel like you might be getting hurt by others, and then you being really self-aware and picking the lesser of two evils, where it's like a very repetitive cycle in different aspects of your life. Okay, so maybe that resonates with some of you Pisceans, but like this is coming out in reverse. It can mean abundance, it can mean bad luck, it can mean an increase, but I think when it's paired up with this Five of Cups, it's talking about finding peace and having a level of forgiveness in the areas that need it. You need to come to an abundance of acceptance for things the way they are. Like, part of you probably wants to change things. Maybe there's part of you that wants to resist some of these things. But sometimes things, you can't really change them for what they are. They are what they are. You can't control everything. And the most important thing here is coming to terms with having acceptance over things that are outside of your control. And forgiving yourself and forgiving those that might have wronged you. You know, there's a level of maturity and inner wisdom that you have to come to terms with. Sometimes, like, you have to give, like, forgiveness for those who don't even ask for forgiveness, because, you know, deep down people make mistakes. No one's perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. People always make mistakes. And sometimes, like, you just gonna really grasp the meaning behind that and just, like, own it. Accept it. It will help you move on. And then here you have the Four of Cups in reverse and the Knight of Swords upright, right? So there is a level of isolation that you're experiencing with this Four of Cups in reverse. You might feel bored at times and isolated. But in those times of isolation, have the ambition and the determination to work on yourself. Build on yourself. You know, learn like a skill set. I see a lot of idle period that you have where you're by yourself. Don't fill it with negativity. Fill it with positivity and, you know, make an action plan for yourself that will help you in the longer run. I think that will help with your stability and, like, your self-worth also. Maybe you're, like, hard on yourself too during those periods. You want to, like, change the mood of those moments to somewhat positive. And then here you have the Empress in reverse followed by the Ace of Swords. So I do see here that there is some level of, like, lack of harmony that's taking place because of a truth. But with the Ace of Swords, it calls upon a power force that brings a lot of mental clarity. Right? Sometimes the truth hurts. And whether it's your truth or another person's truth, it's a harsh reality that will help you be more powerful if you accept it for what it is and not try to change it or mold it into something that's more comfortable. It will give you a lot more mental clarity in moving forward. Some people can't do that, but I think that's the advice here for you, Pisces. So yeah, I hope that resonates and helps you, Pisces. Okay,